Hey guys, this is your very own plant mom Vitali here, and in today's video I am going to be talking about the most discussed topic, that is how to buy plants online. How to buy plants online brings me to the first and the most important question that needs to be addressed. Why? Why buy plants online? Because I like to buy plants, be it online, be it offline, be it virtually, or anywhere. I think when the metaverse comes, we'll be buying plants in the metaverse. So the thing is, why you should buy plants online is because it saves time, and there are many rare plants which are only available online with a certain website or a certain seller, and it may not be available locally, because all your local nurseries generally have these flowering plants or these plants which are always in demand. So when you go to a local shop, you'll only find these certain amount of plants, and if your local plant guy is a guy who has a lot of knowledge and also interest in plants, you may request him to get something like a Monstera esculento, and then also he won't be able to understand what that plant is. So to cut this problem short, I go and buy plants online, and there are a few websites which I heavily rely on to get all my rare plants or plants which are not locally available. Hence, I buy plants online. Now, where should we buy all these plants online? That's the next question. Now, what I'm doing is I have just put this on Google, buy plants online in India, and I'm going to show you, or rather tell you, what are the websites that are currently being shown by Google right now at the moment. I am in Bombay, so maybe it is showing something different for me. So the first one is ugao.com. Second one is Plant Zone. I don't know about this. The third one is Nursery Live, and there is an affordable organic store. This is a good one, and there are lots of these succulent facts, and there is also Plants Kharido. There is Nursery Live, I think I mentioned, and mybagicha.com. There is also fernsandpetals.com. Yes, so there are these 4-5 players which are really well known, and there are also some Instagram sellers which sell plants online. Now I know two of these Instagram sellers really well. The first one is Rickshaw Nursery, and the second one is plantpeople.in. And I have bought plants from almost all of these websites and these Instagram sellers as well. Let us dive deep into how my experience has been. Now, what I don't like about almost all of these online websites selling plants is how they bundle up the plants. Now, I am also showing you the screen here so you can know what I am seeing. Now, I have landed on the page of ugao.com. Now, they are showing me these plants like Jade Plant Mini, Broken Heart Plant, Fetonia, Areca Palm, and there are lots of these random plants which are coming to me. They have been shown as great plants or whatever. I don't know how they have classified all these different kinds of plants, but they don't make sense, and plus I already have these plants. Now chalo, skipping the main page, I am now going into the index, and now I'm clicking on plants. Now this is what I absolutely do not like.
Now let's look at plants by type. They have indoor plants, beginner friendly plants, flowering plants, hanging plants, cactus and succuli, low light, air purifying, and medicinal and aromatic plants. Now let's go ahead and click into one of the types. I'm choosing indoor plants. Okay. Yes, it's just opening up. And they have shown different kinds of plants here in the indoor plants classification. Now, I believe that none of these plants can be kept indoors. Now, for example, somebody gets a plant home and keeps this aloe vera star plant indoor, it's absolutely not going to survive. And I think none of these plants can be kept indoors in dark light conditions. And that's what makes it really funny. How can you keep cactus plants indoor?
I click on air purifying plants. Now I don't understand what's the fuss about air purifying plants, because all these plants are air purifying plants. What is it that we learnt in EVS chapter 5 in first standard? Plants breathe carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. So when any plant exhales oxygen, it purifies the air by loading in oxygen. So how will I bring a plant which is not doing that? So every plant is an air purifying plant. God. Now foliage pattern plants. This is something which is useful. Indoor plants. Now I don't understand what's the fuss about indoor plants, because wherever I go people ask me these questions like, is this an indoor plant? I tell them there is nothing called as an indoor plant, because they are either bright light plants, plants which need bright direct light, or there are plants which need indirect light. Why? Like I always tell you, study the plant in its original habitat, and that will give you automatic answer. If you don't want to study so much, just Google the plant. So guys, that brings me to this question of, is buying online with so much of confusion and ridiculously stupid jargon difficult? Yes, it is difficult. So you saw how complicated it is to buy these plants online. But there is something simple which you can always do. You can go onto any of these websites and just search there. You know, if you want a philodendron heart, search for a philodendron heart. If you want some other plant, for example jade, then you go and search for that plant. So if you want to go and compare the prices of one particular plant, and you know what are different sellers showing, for example if you want to do a cost comparison of a jade plant in Ugao versus a jade plant in Nursery Live, then there is a website called as Google Shopping. You can go and log on to the website and do a price comparison, and I think price can be the only metric which you can compare here on the basis of Google Shopping. If you want to go and dive in details, click on the description and study how much, what kind of a pot are they giving, what kind of packaging material are they using, what are the kind of soil mix they are using, and then if you are an intelligent plant parent, which I have taught you to be, go and check all these parameters and then only order your plant. So online shopping is possible, but the experience is really confusing is what I believe. This brings me to my next point of how do I shop online. There are 2-3 ways in which I shop online for my plants, not for other things. If and when you decide to be a plant parent and you have an Instagram account where you're posting about plants, you're asking about plants, automatically the Instagram algorithm will start showing you more of these plant babies and plant parents. If you are fortunate enough, because Instagram has been great with me, especially for plants, I started seeing a lot of these plant parents, and some of them also reached out to me on Instagram. Now some of these are very rare plant sellers, so these do not have any shop or anything like that. They are not your local nursery walas or anything, but they have these rare plants. And for example, I have this areca palm or whatever rare plant that I have, and it's grown a lot, and what do? I can't just cut it and throw it off, right? So there are these rare sellers selling these plants rarely also, and these are rare plants also. So I buy from these rare plant sellers via Instagram, and they only have like a bunch of cuttings or something like that. So if you are fortunate enough, you will find them. Second way I buy plants online is via these 2 Instagram sellers. Now they are not rare sellers. They have a plant shop. They can be equated to your local nursery wala, but they have an Instagram page where you can see a lot of plants. Now if there is some plant which is died on me, or which is very rare, or which I want at any cost and I don't want to travel to find this plant, I order from Plant People or Rickshaw. Now it has many times happened that these people have plants which are a little bit of an expensive nature, but Again, if you go to compare the soil quality, the quality of the plant and stuff like that, it's really great. So I don't mind paying those extra 200 bucks for the quality of the plant. Third way in which I buy online is through a website called as nurserybuy.com. Now I recommend this website really highly because most of my plants which are doing really well and growing and expanding and almost crawling everywhere are from this website called as nurserybuy.com. Again, the experience of scrolling in and finding the plants really difficult, but I love it because I get to learn so much, because here the plants are divided into plant families. So I go and click on each family, and I think there are 10 plant families in which there are subgroups of almost 10 to 15 plant families again. So I learn a lot, and I have almost by heart and all the names of the plants thanks to Nursery Buy. But for a new person, this experience can be difficult. Again, you can use the feature of search to buy the plants, and there is also the number of the owner mentioned somewhere in the contact us button, and I always tell him or ask him before buying any rare plant, and he is great enough to provide the correct or the true answer. So how did you like this video on how to buy plants online? I hope I haven't criticized any of the seller on my video too much. It is not about criticism, it is about the ease of surfing and buying the plants, which will automatically increase the business of that particular seller. I hope you love this tag on how to buy plants online, and I'll see you in the next video on next Friday. Until then, happy planting and happy buying plants online.